Yeah. Thank you for starting recording, and end of the session, we're going to provide you many documents as well as the training session. Thank you. All right. I'm going to be your trainer for today. My name is Çağla Genç. I'm based on Istanbul. If you wonder it, I'm Turkish. I'm also certified dental technician. My background is mostly focused on CAD/CAM technologies, and I'm going to today, I will be your trainer for Helios 500. Okay, I'd like to share our agenda for today and for tomorrow. Today is more, if you didn't have experience any dental informations, restorative types, typical or traditional workflow about what's going on in the practice, in daily practice. I'm going to inform all of that because we are going to use that knowledge in the future. Especially, I'm going to be focusing on CAD/CAM digital workflow. And after this session, I'm going to start lecturing about our intro scanner Helios 500. And I'm going to demonstrate and how to scan, what to pay attention. And after that, I'm going to have a Q&A session and closing for today. Today is more easier, maybe for one of yours, but for tomorrow, we are going to be more focusing for advanced level. For example, implant scanning protocol, which you in the future, you will have a lot of questions about it. And restorative clinical guideline, I'm going to inform you what to pay attention by doctors. And for the sales part, especially, we are going to be lecturing competitive brand comparison with the other brands intro scanners, where we are and how can we compare it. And at the end of the sessions, I'm going to explain you troubleshooting. What could you do? And if you connect via any TeamViewer or AnyDesk, any type of remote control applications, there are some things you can do in order to diagnose the problem. And we are going to close the session. All right, so let's start then. So first, I'm going to start with how is traditional treatment flow in the general practice. Most of them on the left-hand side, you see that there are some fillings, crowns, inlay, onlays, bridges, some orthodontic treatments, or some removables or Botox. Probably you heard many of them from your friends, or if you are already experienced in the field, you heard most of them. In intro scanners, we will be focusing for the restorative types for today, which they are mostly using by doctors as a treatment option. It could be crown, bridges, veneers, inlay, and onlays. As you see in the pictures, if there in the dental crown means that if natural tooth damage, doctors reshape the not healthy tooth after that in order to fit replacement a crown. Yeah, if it's like a single one, just a single unit, we call a crown. If it's that there is a missing tooth, as you see in the middle on the left lower side, if you see a missing tooth, in order to make another option is to make they call it a bridge. They reshape your tooth and they insert a bridge restoration. That's what we call it. For veneers mostly using for aesthetic reasons. They only make for anterior areas where when you smile it, some of your teeth are visible. So I'm going to call this area anterior, and when you smile it, if it's not visible, I'm going to call a posterior area. That's what we call it. For the veneer area, so this is only a just thin layer of your anterior area, just a very thin. It's kind of crown, but it's very small area in the shape. And for the posterior areas, for the, you know, backside of your mouth, it could be a small part of or bigger part of basically a crown. It could be inserted, but if it's a small, we call it an inlay. If it's a bigger part of the tooth, we call it an onlay restoration. Just keep in mind, you can take a picture however you like, but these are the restorative types. And what else? Let's go dental implants. Probably, maybe you even have it, but I'm going to highlight about the pieces of the implants. What are they? Implants, you know, where they inserted into bone. But on top of the implants, there is an abutment piece. We call it abutment. It's like a reshaped tooth. And on top of that, there is also a crown. Yeah. So you will be hearing many times abutments. Abutment is like a reshaped tooth, but they can all be provided from the implant brands. So if doctor knows the procedures, but they are going to need an abutment. That's what we are going to scan already, and they can make top of a crown. Hope it was okay for you. Let's go. And we have another treatment options. Mostly it can be indicated for elder people, as you see in the picture. So we have 3 types of denture types. On the left-hand side, you see a partial denture. So basically, yeah, I'm going to kind of ask you to keep unmute yourself, and it will not be distract for everybody. Thank you. I did it. All right. So partial dentures, there are some healthy tooths, and if there are some missing areas, they can be indication. If there is no tooth there is no teeth, so on the right side you see it, we call it full dentures. Yeah. And some cases it can be also implant supported dentures, you see, and this is mostly for aesthetic reasons, because when they screw the full denture into patient mouth, the patient never can remove again. This is the kind of treatment. It's very common, actually, treatment option. Yeah. So basically, removable dentures, they can be in and out. But if it's inserted by implant supported, they cannot in and out. We have another branch. It's not a restorative reasons, but we call it the orthodontic reasons. Orthodontic treatment, orthodontic branch is a dentistry that specializes treating patients' positioning of the teeth and changing the malocclusions. We call it like habit closing or functional chewing and so on, and in order to improve the bite. I'm going to inform you that on the left picture, you see a clear aligner. This is one of the treatment options. And in the middle picture, you see a braces and wires system, most of the common one, but it's getting a bigger market for the clear aligner systems, which we'll be talking about in the future, but this is commonly used by now, which is also affecting for intraoral scanners. Yeah. So basically, for orthodontic reasons, there are braces and wireless systems and the clear aligner systems, which is more aesthetic realms and functional. Yeah, let me go through in order to make all the type of dentures or orthodontic treatment flows, we need to go this flow. This is an analog workflow, traditional workflow I'm going to explain you right now. On the left picture, you see there are a lot of materials in the practice. So basically, what are they doing? They prepare teeth and they have to make an impression on the right-hand side, if you see it, yeah? After prepare the teeth, all the time doctors need to take impression. Intraoral scanners is going to replace for this section. Oh. Probably you don't see me, right? Let me check. Just a second. I'm going to sign in. Okay. Just let me check. Yeah. I hope everyone can see me and see my screen. Yeah. Please type to me in chat box. Thank you. I thought it's kicked me out to Zoom, but I log in back. Okay. Sorry for inconvenience. All right, let me continue. I hope everyone can see me screen again. Good. So these impressions actually in order to send to laboratories. The laboratory on the, you see the third part, in order to make a model of your mouth, in order to they can prepare the restoration basically. But there are a lot of human and material error could be affected. So we should always consider about that. First, let me show you how to take an impression. This is a comedy version, but it's kind of similar.
Open wide. All right, now bite down. And, oh, okay. Breathe through your nose. Just breathe through your nose. Don't panic.
So it could be very painful for the patient and also, of course, doctors. The reason that it has to remain in the same position for 6 minutes. Taking impression, only one job. And also we have to duplicate for the opposite arch, for the lower. Yeah. So it's not very comfortable for patients. Yeah. And what if the impression quality is not good enough? Margin, I'm going to talk about what is a margin, but it could be unclear impression, and there could be some divergences of the preparation. This is the type of some examples you may see. They are not in good quality. So what should we do? Doctors have to do it again from the beginning. So it cannot be used again. So that means the material is gone. That means money also. And the effort, the time for taking this impression, it takes like basically half an hour. Yeah. After what is next? If they take the impression good, this is the ordinary workflow. Taking a shade color from the tooth, next tooth, or there are some scale on the right hand side, you see. So basically, in order to get a restoration, dental laboratory needs to know what is the shade, the color. So basically, doctor need to match them correctly. This is a typical laboratory process. After getting an impression and taking a shade, So a carrier or UPS or deliver need to take it and ship to the laboratory, and laboratory create a model and where they can start working on, and they can complete all restorative workflow. And after the completing, they have to send back to the practice, of course. This is the basic, very similar, the old dental laboratories, where they can make crowns. There are many staff actually, like mostly they work around, minimum is 5, but mostly it's between 10 and 50 ordinary dental laboratory, because there are many people working for different type of restorations. They are using a lot of devices, a lot of computers and everything. But let me explain the workflow in the lab sites, laboratory sites. So in the traditional workflow, they have to make a lot of steps in order to take an impression from their desktop scanning. As you see, there is in the middle, there's there also, instead of intro scanner, there are some devices in order to take the model, in order to work on that. So in the traditional, they have to keep going on all the flow, and after they will be start working from the model. But if the doctor takes intro scanners, there is no need for all of that. So it saves time. That's why doctors start to digitalize. That is why, exactly, for get rid of materials, time, and every errors, human or material errors, it's going to be removed. For the CAD/CAM impression, what does it mean CAD/CAM? CAD, computer-aided design, CAM, computer-aided manufacturing. Also, basically, you can imagine that one car is going on a CAD/CAM workflow. You can imagine like that. So in the CAD/CAM scanner, there are, after they scan it, they design. After design, they need to print out or mill out the crowns or models. This is the complete workflow about CAD/CAM system. So they first scan, design, and they have some machines after designing in order to manufacture. They will be using some devices in the laboratory and they can mill them out. This is a basic, very basic CAD/CAM dentistry. You will be hearing about from the doctors what is going to say, how long it's going to save my time. For example, chairside dentistry, basically, this is a dentist and dental lab. I just explained a traditional workflow where they take scan and they send the laboratory, and the laboratory complete all flow and send back to the doctor. The dentist also can do such things in a like very basic things, like one crown or bridge, like up to 3 teeth, I can say. They cannot work with a complete workflow. I hope you can see me. It's again kick me off, but I can. Okay. So there's a table. On the left side, you see a conventional, and on the right side, there you see a chairside workflow. Basically, also for simple things, doctors can do in one day. In the normal laboratory workflow, it can take mostly about 2 weeks. Believe me, it's mostly like 1 week and 2 weeks. It could be also longer. I'm going to explain if doctor has intro scanner and a designing software and the printing or milling machine, they can also complete all workflow. But mostly doctor doesn't have much time, so they don't prefer that. So they prefer going on conventional but digitalized workflow, which I will be demonstrating today to you. Yeah. Okay, what is oral digitalization? Any ideas? You can type in the chat, please. What does it mean, oral digitalization? What comes to your mind? I'd like to read them or hear them. Please tell me. Digital version of oral cavity. Okay, sounds intriguing. Thank you. Anyone else? Anything comes to your mind? Digital version of the patient's mouth. That's mean you can imagine I just show you a video which doctor taking an impression from the patient, which is there is a reflection and the patient wants to vomit, and it's going to be eliminated. Used in dental digital workflow of the practice. Okay, let's take a look. What are the advantages? I can say first. It's definitely faster. It's editable. So you can rework again on your scan model. It's very nice. You don't need to start from the beginning. And we are going to provide to the dental laboratory a colorful model. And it's going to definitely be a qualitier. I mentioned that there are a lot of material and human errors could be. And intraoral scanners, we eliminate very less, believe me. And it's going to be storageable. I'm going to talk about that now, but we are working on cloud-based. Basically, doctors can storage their scanning, their models in order to save. Believe me, it works, and already all the dentists have to save at least it can be different for all countries, but at least 1 year. Why so? Because anything could happen and they can rework again on the same model. So basically, what could get you an idea for digital impressions benefits? It's quicker, more comfortable for patient and doctors, and definitely increase patient satisfaction and reduce materials, laboratory fees, remakes, shipping costs, and dental assistant time. And definitely increase the revenue through higher patient turnover, because all the patients is going to make a reference for their patients or to the doctor. So actually the patient starts when they visit the doctor, they started to ask about, do you have an intraoral scanner? How kind of you are taking impressions, yeah? And eliminating many impression materials, temporary crowns, and basically time and materials. Okay, about CAD/CAM workflow, you should come to your mind. Digital impressions, it starts from the beginning. It could be easier for doctors if they use intraoral scanners such as Helios 500, yeah? And they can send to laboratory can design, mill them out, and post-process. Vice versa, the laboratory, after getting model, they need to scan the model again and continue their process. So we are jumping and saving a lot of time. Yeah. Okay. So let's go through our device intro scanner Helios 500. Learning objectives about how to connect and set the software for the doctor, technical informations, scanning techniques, cloud-based storage, how to reach there and how to use it, how to share with dental laboratory, and preparation techniques before scanning. It needs to be done by doctor, by the way. So I'm going to start basically in hardware features. As you see, also there is also next on my hand. On the scanner tip we are using, there are on the second button, you see it's the start and stop button for scanning and stop scanning. This is a very nice button, which is on the third side. You will be seeing a light, which is which job we need to scan is going to show us. On the fourth side, in order to change the jobs. For example, I completed scanning for upper job. Before touching my mouse, I can just click that and switching the other job and next other job. So it's switching the mode indicators. And of course, USB cable and connectors. I'm going to show details later on, yeah. So very easy to connect and very lightweighted. It's only 185 grams. You can take this down as a note. This is one of the most lightweighted scanners on the market. And internal scanner automatically connect through the laptop. It saves accessory and time. Some of the other intro scanners there are power box. They also need to connect to that and they need to plug to the charging station. So it's no need. And it's cloud-based storage and calibration free. These are the words you may use during your selling the scanner. So it's lightweighted, only 185 grams. Cloud-based storage we provide and calibration free. And of course, there is no just plug and scan. It's simple as that. So let me show you how to, when you get the device, when you get the Helios 500, how you can install and register. I'm going to present a video. Please take a look. I'm going to start.
Click Installation Program. Choose the language. English and Chinese are available. Choose the destination folder. Better choose a position with large memory. Click Next until finish. The Helios 600 icon has been generated on desktop. Open software. Click Sign Up. Enter your email. Click Send Email. The registration link will be sent to your email. Click the registration link in your email inbox. Enter the information. The username must be unique. The clinic name must be unique. Please find business license code and password in USB flash drive. Business license will assign 10 GB cloud storage memory to the account. Click Sign Up. A confirmation link will be sent to your email. Click the confirmation link in your email inbox. Registration completed. It will jump to your account automatically. Back to software. Enter username or email address and password. Enjoy your digital experience.
All right, you may notice that it says Helios 600. Sorry for that. We are creating a new video also, but it's basically same workflow. So in the box, in the back, you will have also USB drive, link license, and when you plug your computer or doctor's computer, basically there is a README, a file, and the setup exe documents. If you follow the workflow, you can they create their cloud account and start working on. It's very easy. Yeah, I'm aware of it's 600, but it's also, yeah, we are creating for 500. It's going to be the same workflow. Yep. So in the 500s, how this looks like, and you will be seeing the cable is also detachable, and like the cable is damaged. We have also chance to just replace it. There is a two kind of tip size. One of them is large, one of them is small. A small could be ordered additionally as well. It's very also cheap also. For the small side, it's very nice advantage actually if you compare with other intraoral scanners. Some patients or with some children, there could be a place when doctor cannot perform scanning good way. They just basically can insert the small tip and keep continue for scanning. But normal type of patients, like an adult, if there is no problem, I would recommend to use mostly large size. I'm going to explain you better, but the mirror view is bigger. And in the meanwhile, during the scanning, we will have reaching out to bigger size, the area we can scan in the same time. So I mostly recommend for large size, but if there's some related to patients, any condition, you can, of course, they are free to use small. So it's also removable and reversible tip. Basically, the tip on next to my hand, it can be just, if I unplug it, I can reverse it and insert in next side. Basically, in order to scan lower and upper jaw for more comfortable for doctors. So this is the two tips sleeve. As you see on the left, how big mirror is that? 60 millimeter square, 40 millimeter, the small size, 12 millimeter square, 12 millimeter. Yeah. And it's two optional size, and it's autoclavable. Yeah, this is the question. Yeah, we recommend 60 cycle time, and one of it could, I'm going to also share the how to autoclavable, but it's 134 degrees Celsius in 4 minutes, or 121 degrees Celsius in 30 minutes. The usage cycle is, we recommend 60. Hope it was helpful. Yeah, I was just mentioned that removable tip that could be reversible, basically 160, 180. So before more comfortable, smooth during scanning. Yeah, as you see, it could be used both of them, mostly for taking lower jaw and upper jaw. Okay, let's take a look deeper for the parameters. I recommend you to take a picture of this, which you can use in the future. The accuracy. What does it mean, accuracy? You will be, if you're in the intraoral scanner industry, you will be hearing a lot. And the doctors the first questions, it could be, how many micron? The accuracy is that. The accuracy is basically the being true, correct or exact. So this is, of course, how micron is very like 1.1 millimeters, something like that. It's very small millimeters. But we consider in the dental industry, we are using the micron level, not millimeters. So 20 micron is very good number actually. If we compare, I'm going to show you later and tomorrow how many microns for other scanners, but it's mostly, it's around 20, 30, 40, that kind of microns. So if it's less, it's good, that means. For single tooth, you can tell that for the doctor, for single tooth, it's 10 micron accurate. For the full arch, is 20 micron accurate. Yeah. And frame per second, that means in every second during the scanning, is capturing 3D and 2D data. For 2D, it's picture, basically like a JPEG file, you can imagine. It's taking 80. For 3D models, which we are going to need for a model, creating model, is per frame second is 20. And the scan depth is 16 millimeters. Basically, what does it mean as scan millimeter? The light, it goes on to the model, and in order to scan, it has to see that area, basically. It can only see to the deep 16 millimeters, which we'll be using for our inlay, onlay, or endocrons. Weight, how much weight was it? 185 grams. Yeah. They were very important parameters we have. And the light methodology, how it's capturing scans, DLP structured lights. DLP structured lights. Please take this down. It will be helpful. And connectivity, just plug and use it. Type-C, USB 3.0. Cable length, 1.8 millimeters. And when it's calibration free, which is really nice. Data format is STL/Play, PLY, you can take it. I'm going to explain what are they, but basically after you scan it, in order to send to laboratory, you need to export. The data format is STL, needs to be. Okay? Okay, we are going to have some laptop recommendations. They are the recommended one. You can also take this picture. We are going to also provide you some laptop recommendations, but in each region it could be different. So the CPU needs to be, yeah, i7 or higher. GPU, yeah, GTX 3050 or higher. RAM minimum, I would recommend minimum 16 gigabyte, or could be higher, 32, 36, and so on. So its operation system, it needs to be Windows. Unfortunately, it's not available with Mac or Apple notebooks. Yeah, you took this down. Okay. So this is coming on by the end of August. This is new for you. We are going to provide 100 gigabyte free of charge cloud-based storage to the all customers for Helios 500. This price goes into effect by 1st September. Okay. And the new price of Helios Cloud platform from September. So if doctor like to know, like to have more storage, this could be, it has to be 5,000. I'm sorry for that on the third side. So 500 gigabyte for 1 year is 19.99. 200 gigabyte is 27.99. 5,000 gigabyte. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. And yeah, 49.99, and the other rates 70, almost 96.99. So it's going to be affected by September. Okay. So we are going to take a deep looker for Helios software. We are going to provide also offline data acquisition. So if something happens with the Wi-Fi, basically you can keep continue for your scanning. But for the end of the scanning, in order to send your file, you can save either to your laptop or to the cloud. So open the software and just scan it. It's so easy. Okay, we passed. If you have some, just you want to grab something as a tea, or if you have an urgent thing for restroom, I'm going to just provide 5 minutes. 5 minutes break, if it's okay with you. And I'm going to start demonstrating.
Hello, Chala.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
I want to explain about the cloud of the Helios 500 is 100 gigabytes for free, but for Helios 600 is still 10 gigabytes for free. Yeah. I want to explain to the dealers. Yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining. Yeah, it was helpful. So some of comments we are receiving. I'm also taking a look. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I will. My bad, yeah, about typing. Which is going to be already you will have receiving an update from us when new cloud price available. No problem. We are going to let you know. Okay. Hope everybody came back. So now I'm going to start presenting and start working on with Helios. Okay, after clicking the software, the double click. Just a second, I'm waiting answer from my computer. Let me stop share, yes. And I will be resharing again. Very strange. I can't get an answer from my laptop. Maybe just it will be easier. Give me 1 minute. Sorry for that, excuses. I'm coming back right now. All right, apologies for me. Now, okay, I'm about to share my screen. Just a second. Yes. All right, hope you see my screen. Let me take, yeah, okay, we have a big audience now, it's connected. Okay, after I double click on the software in my desktop, okay, you are going to see a new page, a new patient, which we need to fill out the patient information. So right now, in the red asterisk need to be filled out. So patient info, I mostly use for the today's date, or they can use patient ID. Yeah. And the patient name, let's go for training session, say. And for the rest of it, they are free to take a comments. Yeah. So mostly I would recommend for doctors, please, if you have some comments in order to send to laboratory maybe, or for the patients, information you can type. So here in the middle, you will be seeing a truth numbering scale. While you are clicking it, you are free to select in a crown. Pontic, we call it in the middle of the bridge. If we have a missing tooth, in the middle of the bridge, we call this as a pontic. It's not a tooth over there, but in the middle. So if they can collect also for others, they are free to type the material, what type of material they would like to use. This is the most, you don't need to know. This is important for the laboratory and the dentist communication. Yeah. And if we click that arrow, okay, we want to click, we are going to see an implant here. So for the implant, you remember what was it? If we want to work with the implant top of the restoration, we are going to follow that protocol for tomorrow. I'm just going to highlight of that. And there is also orthodontic reasons. Yeah. Today, I'm going to go with restoration. I have a model which I'm going to scan it, which is 11, yeah. We call it crown, crown, and crown. This is my model. By the way, this is if the doctor didn't want to fill this information right now, they can click that exit. But end of the scanning session, in order to send and finalize, doctor need to fill out the red asterisk information at least, which are the ID and the patient name. All right, this is our main view for the scanning area. But I just wanna go with the right upper side with the settings. I wanna continue, and I will be focusing on the scanning part and the tools later on. So this is the training, which the patient name. If I click that, I can change any information I want. These categories explained. Right now, I need to capture upper jaw, lower jaw, and the bite flow. Or I can switch if I like. And let's go. This is which is my, you remember, Helios 500s work with the cloud system as well. I can reach out my cloud system if I click visit cloud here. If the scanner has multiple users, they can switch user from here, or they can log out from here. Yeah. So this is there are some squares, you see it, like 3 squares. If I click that part, the information about the software I will be receiving. Yeah. And I'm going to explain to you better, but if you, during the scan, if you save it, you can import your scan data, or you can export your scan data, which after you export it, you can import, basically. In the scan history, if you save it after scanning, basically you can click and open the case in order to work again. Yeah. Basically, I just need to, I can also search from the top of there, the patient ID or the patient name, or I'm already able to see the date time here. Let's go for settings, which I would recommend after you install, after the installation software, I would recommend you to go to the settings part, which you can make some adjustments for doctors. In the general settings, you can change the tooth number system. It can vary, so you can tell the doctor, you can change from here, or you can change from him. You can change the language from here. You can change the sound volume during the scanning, which is important. You can, there is a show tips area I'm going to show you. During the scanning, the software is itself very smart, and it's going to be our guidance during the scanning, and it's going to be supporting us and showing tips. And the rest of it, software auto updates, I'm going to recommend to always make sure that it's on mode. After you install, doctor or the scanner is going to, software can be refreshed some updates, and doctor can also update on their own. And they show patient info dialog on start. So as you see, it was when I click started the software, it's directly show me a patient information. And if I click off, it's not going to show me at the beginning. So doctor also you can click to check if there is a update available. Yeah. So for mine is latest one. I don't need to update. In offline mode, I would recommend effect ones. Yeah. You can work on offline mode. I'm just going to scroll down my picture and my view. And for doctors, you can change the scan out. There are 3 options for now. After you click it, you can make a doctor listen it and they can choose however they like. For occlusal adjustments, occlusal means that we all have a bite, current bite. When we close our bite, and if we save this bite, we call this an occlusion. Yeah. So basically for this model, for example, this bite. So sometimes it could be in an incorrect position a little bit. So the software is very smart. There is an AI technology behind of it. So if it's on, the softare itself automatically arrange the occlusion. It's how it's supposed to be. Which I would recommend. And the warning sound during the scanning, if you know, during the scanning, we are going to hear a sound. It's not, if we are not scanning that time, it's going to be a warning sound for us. So this is a whole color. If during the scanning, it could be some places are missing areas. And for the missing areas, we call it a hole that are missing. If in the model, it's the default version is a green. Well, I personally chose for red color, but you can choose however that doctor can arrange however they like. For example, this time it's green, black, or yeah, red color. They are the displays. I personally like dark color, or if doctor likes it, or element size. For mine, it's small. You can adjust middle or big size. So I just show it to doctors and they can arrange however they like. So as you remember, I mentioned that we are going to take colorful impressions. But sometimes it's also beneficial in order to see monochrome. That's mean one, that's like this is the monochrome color, one color shade. Sometimes laboratories, they like to see this way, and I would recommend also doctor to see this way, this monochrome color. Yeah, it could be a yellow option or gray option. And for the saving options, so save occlusion data is on. Yeah, I would recommend. And auto save scan history, it's on. That means, what does it mean? I will just show it to you. If I scan something and I didn't complete, yeah, I can just go to scan history. And even if I completed it, they are completed. And I can just open back and keep working on that. So if I go back to settings and that part, auto scan history is very valuable and important for doctors. Now, you know, we already have an opportunity saving to laptop, the doctor's laptop, or to the cloud. The saving data to the laptop, it could be up to 360 days. 360 days. It could be arrangeable, savable from here. We don't need longer because the patient mouth is keep changing. But for doctors, it's however they like. But mostly I would recommend saving very nice. 360 days, it would be nice. Of course, this is their choice. And the saving path, this document in the folder, documents, Safari, Helios, scan history. It could be available anytime. And this is for taking machine logs, which is if we need, if we face some technical issues related with scanners, we can, for the resellers, we are going to connect to doctors, or we are going to ask you to connect to doctor scanners and take the impression machine log, which it creates a zip file on your folder, and you can share with us, and we can investigate the log files and try to figure out how could be solve this problem. I'm going to go over the next time again for this one. Okay? All right. So let's continue with the scanning part, which is right. So I'm going to take my scanner, but let me first remove my background. Would be better. Yes. Okay, and I'm going to just adjust. I'm just going to take down to my camera, and you will be able to see better during my scanning. All right, as I mentioned that there is a start stop button over there, yeah, and we have in the lower there is switching mode button over here. It's so easy. I just insert, yeah, you can just in and out. Yes, these are the lens. Let me stop my screen first. Yes, these are the lens, which is like a mirror or the our eyeglasses. So which is we need to be very careful. Okay, we don't want to get stretched on this. So please always make sure you insert the tips in a correct way, like this. Okay. All right. So doctor has two options for scanning. It could be hold like this. Yeah, it could be hold like this, or it could be hold like this during the scanning. It's an optional choice. I'm going to start scanning. We are not just touching. We are just going to be 0.45 millimeter away from the teeth during the scanning. During the scanning, we have a protocol scanning. We need to follow, or doctor need to follow it. It would be better if we show after installation. So basically, these are area for chewing. We call it occlusal area, the bigger surfaces. We are going to start scanning from the bigger surfaces, and when it's looking like the inside of the mouth, we call it the lingual or palatal surfaces. I'm going to scan, and after that, we are going to scan for the where is the teeth is looking to the lip sides, this area. I'm going to show you. So basically, it's very important. We are not going to scan by complicated all the teeth like this. No, we are not going to do that. Yeah.
But are you sharing the screen or your
No, I'm
camera?
not sharing right now.
Yeah, okay.
I thought I highlighted myself. So can you see me bigger? Or you can adjust?
Yes, yes.
All right. So yeah, what I was going to say. First, we are going to scan occlusal area and the palatal or lingual area surfaces, like complicated for full arch, and the buccal sides. We are going to scan, and we are going to turn the sleeve and keep continue. Okay? This is very important. Scanning protocol is very important. So each scan need to be stitching with all the, like you imagine like you are capturing a video, The video involves a lot of pictures and it continues. So we need to follow this guidance. Basically, doctor or you cannot, when you click start from here, and you cannot just go there and keep continue scanning. This is very important, all right? Okay, let me reshare my screen again. Hope you see right now, yeah? Okay, you see my table a bit more. Okay, how I'm going to start, what I'm going to need to do. Okay, let's do. First, I'm going to look at the right lower side of my interior camera view, okay? I need to be sure that I'm on top of the tooth. After I see that, I'm just clicking once, scanning. Yeah. Depends on practice. Let me just, yeah, it will be easier, or you cannot see me. Okay. Taking the model is not easy if you compare patient. So do you see on the left side, there is a scanner tip? Yeah. So I'm just looking at the big blue square. If the square turns to red color, right now it doesn't scan. So what I'm going to need to do, go back, and it turns to blue color, and I'm able to scanning again. Yeah, this is very important. So it depends on your internet connection. It could be lower for bad quality for you, but just an idea. Okay, I completed my scanning almost. As you see, there are some red colors for me, which is I need to scan again. Yeah, there are some missing points from here, you can see. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to go there again. So I'm just going to see on the right lower view, I'm going to make some circles around my preparations. Yeah, like this. And I completed. Oh, there are some. And I just realized what I just realized. I get a view scan of my upper jaw, but I capture on the lower jaw. Do you see? It's a very common, not mistake, very common issue between doctors and us. So there is an easy way to replace it. So there, if you follow my mouse arrow, there is a swap button on the right hand side and on the upper. If I just click that, if ask me do you want to swap upper and lower jaws? If I click OK, you see now if I go to upper jaw, now I'm on the upper jaw. Basically what happened, there are some missing areas. If I keep scanning all the time in some areas, it could be malocclusion and multi-effects. So what I'm going to do now, doing examples, if there is something not good, there is always a scissor tool on the right other side, on the second tool. There's a scissor cut tool. If I didn't like somewhere else, but I like the other tooth preparation scan areas, I can just click this and I can just make a circle wherever I like to rescan, maybe just a bigger one will be better. Just a second. Yeah. Like this. And what happens now? I can retake only this area. Let's try again. Yeah. So for taking contact areas, interproximal areas, yeah, I just did like this. All right, you see, for the preparation areas, it's important that there are 3 preparations. We need to follow the contact areas. Is important. And we call this a margin line. This is the end of the preparation. Has to be clear. Yeah, it's very important. Just let me rescan for the canine, we call this, yeah. I just captured the canine mesial-occlusal area, you see. This is very important. So, sometimes, if there are multiple teeth prep version, and during the scanning, what happens? There are some saliva, there are some blood and everything. It could be mixed up, everything. What we are going to recommend, that we don't need saliva and blood. This is very important. A doctor can use their air pressure and get rid of them. It's very important. And if there are some multiple preparations, during the keep scanning, that could cause some problems. What I'm going to recommend here, there is a lock button, lock tool here on the left second side, lock area. If doctor keep wants to rescan, for example, for this tooth, but this scan is okay and completely is all right, doctor can choose lock button here. Oops, yeah. And make a circle again. For example, for this tooth, yeah. And now we lock them. Let me show you how to do it. So if I go back scanning, now I keep scanning, okay? But if I go there, it's not going to scan for the blue areas, where marked blues. It's only going to scan the other areas. This is a very important tool for doctors' usage. So if there are multiple preparatives, they can use this lock tool in order to not touch the other prep. Already scanned very nicely, gently, and we don't want to just make away, okay? The lock button is important. There are some important buttons as well, but I'm going to go follow by follow. Okay, it's the upper jaw. It's okay for me. How can I switch? I can just switch the button if I don't want to touch it. As you see, now I am in the lower jaw. Let me capture very fastly for my lower jaw. This is the same protocol as you see on the left side. We have some missing tooth. Yeah. If as you see, I lost my reference points. What should I do? I need to go back a little bit. Yeah. And I'm keep continue. If you see on the right lower side, the mirror is unclear. Why so? Because I'm really far away from my teeth. So I should again go back to where I placed. If you follow this one, it's very easy how to scan. Now, I keep continue. For capturing these areas, we should make some locomotion movements like this. And lower jaw is okay. This is an opposing arch, so it's totally okay. You see, it's okay. There is a pin by the way in some areas, or just it's shown on my model. Sometimes you see, sometimes when I scan, there could be a lip or cheek or gloves. Okay, like I put my finger over there. Just please keep continuous scanning. It will be automatically erasing this area. See, I don't need to do anything else. And also it's mostly common questions. There is an AI feature, artificial intelligence. It's basically removes automatically soft tissues, which we don't need it. How can I turn off and turn on this feature tool? There is a button in the lower, AI on. Now, as you see, it was on mode. If I click, if I turn off to the off mode, if it's not, it will not be deleting, erasing this area. I'm going to talk about later when we need to turn off and on, but mostly please keep it turned on, okay? And during the scanning, sometimes we are going to scan except other parts of like implants and so on. We can change the normal to the shining mode, which the surface is shining too much. I'm going to show some example later on, but it's important to know that there is a shining button. If the surface is shining, it could be metal, it could be porcelain, or like abutment, and you need to turn on as shining mode, okay? And some doctors, you see a color here. This is the exactly same, the model color. There is a button, we would hit display mode. Doctors, they see like a very shining surface in the patient mounts. Some of the doctors, they like to see like this. It's an optional, please just show to them. Yeah, it's just optional here. And I already show you the swap button. If we made a mistake and we need to switch the upper jaw to the lower jaw. And if you want to erase some place and rescan, we are going to use a scissor tool. This is very important. And if we just during looking at the picture or the model, you lost how to go back, you can just basically make it into the center with this button, zoom fit, all right? Or you just was like that, you can just click and make it to center of. It's very easy. And this button is an internal camera, which is a very nice button. During the scanning, except capturing 3D model data, it's going to take capturing 2D images. This can be used for diagnostic reasons between doctor and the patient. If they click internal camera and go any place, like I just click somewhere in the model, it's going to show me the places and I can just save them and take a look bigger in the favorites, you see. So a doctor can make a conversation, like you see there is a caries in this area. You see there is a problem with this soft gingiva, soft tissue. That kind of problems they can show. And if they like, they can just go to another place. For example, they just want to look this, sorry. Yeah, now I can take a look for the other area, like this. If they didn't like it, they can always go back and use the trash bin image. It's so easy. So this is for using only the diagnostic and communication for doctor and the patient. And I really like, there is a snapshot tool here, which you see in the lower, in the middle, there is a camera option. Okay, it's taking a snapshot. And if I click, there's this snapshot has been taken. Oops. The snapshot has been taken, and if I just let me go back, click here to open it. Oh yeah, it's open on my other picture. Yeah. In the Safari Helios snapshot, the folders, I'm able to see the snapshot pictures, which I can later on share with the laboratory. If there are some important parts, I like to share with the laboratory. Okay. And this one is color mode. I just mentioned that dental laboratories like to see monochromatic colors. And if they like to see like this, or like this, for this area, they can always take a look. Yes, you see, there are some three modes, let's say. There are some vivid mode, there are normal mode, and if they click the color mode, they are able to see in the yellow color, which is sometimes we are able to see better in a contrast value. That's why, because of that. Sometimes you cannot able to see these types areas, okay? So if they don't like the scan, they are always free to use trash bin, delete button, and they can only delete lower jaw or upper jaw. Okay, now, for now I don't want to delete it, so let me continue again. This is Caesar tool. Basically, if I just want to erase some place and rescan that area, or if I'm not satisfied with the complete scan, I can just use trash bin, delete the scan, and capture again. Okay. And let's scan bytes. There is a byte. So let me, yes, this is my model or patient's bytes. In order to capture that, let me stop my screen. Yeah. Okay, what we recommend here, if there is a taken full arch, we recommend for better byte occlusion, we recommend 2 bytes. One of them is from here on the posterior area, one there, and the other one in the left and right. Yeah, let me show you. And what we are going to do here, we are just going to insert the patient mount and go to the terminal molar. We call it terminal molar, and just like a Mexican wave, go to the mesial. Like it's enough to capture 2 to 3 teeth. Enough will be one side, and we are going to apply for the other area. Let me show you. Up to date. Yeah, now I'm on the byte mode. I just go first. It's very fast. You see, I just couldn't. Yeah. Ah, sorry. Let me try again. Okay, it's match. We need to, it's very important that we need to see this view. Okay, it's very important. Without seeing that, we are not leaving with patients. Okay, I'm just capturing the other area. Yeah, you see, it's already captured and matched. After it match, it's going to match automatically, and it's going to stop scanning. Okay, it's so easy. If I'm not satisfied or the patient was biting in an incorrect version, so I can just, you see there are bite 1 and bite 2. I can just use delete and rescan again this area. Hope sounds good. Yeah. And as you see, I completed upper jaw, lower jaw, and bite scan. What's left? So we are going to scan next to arrow, next phase, refining. Is going to compress and deleting artifacts, all data we provided, and we are going to provide a good model. So just, it takes only 1 minute up to, but it's important that to know if a doctor or you scan a lot of times, like it took one scan, it shouldn't be, but if you scan like half hour, something like that, it takes longer. So what we recommend, of course, it depends on the patient, but by practicing many times, it takes only 5 minutes capturing all the data. Yeah. So this is my model. You see, I took it. So what I'm recommending here, please, before your patient leave, for doctor, it's need to important that take a look deeper for the bite is right or not. If something wrong or not right, we can always go back scanning from here. It says, do you want to go back and continue the scan? Okay. I can always rescan or delete something and capture again. It's so easy as that. Yeah. I don't need to start from the beginning. I can always just click somewhere and use scissors, erase some places, and rescan only that area. This is the digitalization which I really love. Okay. So I don't need to rescan any place, so I'm just continue. So this is the refining mode, you see. I'm just going to explain the tools here. There's a view orientation in the some different parts from back, lateral, left, right. You can able to see, and you can check the occlusion. If you see like this, you see there are some contact points. And for the contact points, I would recommend occlusion analysis from here on the left second tool. If you click this area, now it's very important for doctors. So basically we capture very nice upper and lower jaw, but if we provide incorrect position for bite, this is not acceptable for the dental laboratories. So doctors need to check the bite is correct or not. What they do, they can check the colors here. The colors, there is a color scale here. You see from beginning, it starts with the red color and yellow and greenish. And there are some millimeter levels you are seeing here. It's basically the red color area, which you can take a look like this with clicking this button, switch view. The first contacting areas, first touching areas, okay? And if it gets green color, it's not touching anymore. There are 2 millimeter levels are. And you can adjust this color by clicking this arrow with my mouse. I can adjust it. As you see, like you see, maybe from here it will be better. You see, some colors are changing. So that means I'm changing the scale range. It's important, please explain to your doctors. So you see, doctors can complain with, I don't see the contact colors. You see? Okay, what's wrong? Let's take a look. If we see in the contact color is not showing anything, we need to adjust the range. Mostly, I wouldn't recommend to change it on your own, but doctor can do such things. So this is our occlusion analysis. You can see in the occlusion, yeah, or like this view, okay? It's so easy as that. Or you can always take a snapshot if you see something and you want to record or save it. You can change the color as you like. You see, if you're not okay, it's too shiny, you can adjust exposure button here with display mode, okay? And this one is, if you lost your way and you can't find your model, you can just click and it will be central for model. And during to observing, if you like to get some guidelines, if you click this 3D, you are seeing some circles around it. Sometimes it will be easier for us to understand as a reference point. It's available also. It's so easy, but if you don't need it, you can always, just after checking it, you can finalize it. If I click the next arrow, I don't need to enter the H for patient name. It's okay. So there are some tools selected. I did. I can change it. How can I change it? I can click the patient name and I can make some changes, however I like, as you see. Like if I did it in the beginning, but at the end I realize it's wrong, I can change after I click it the patient name. There is two buttons here. Which one is a cloud, uploading to cloud, or uploading, save to file system? Yeah. So I'm going to upload, I prefer to upload to my cloud, which I don't want to take space on my computer. There is a file name. There's like the ID number I enter actually, and upload format. Always keep it like this mostly. The laboratory can be needed, and the browse on cloud when uploading finish. Thank you. Yes, save. And we are going to need Wi-Fi for that, of course. And our folder, our shared data, is going to our cloud. I'm going to show you now how to share with the laboratory. And let me explain to you what is an STL, by the way. STL means it's like a JPEG. If you are hearing first time, we are using for 3D dental images data for STL files. STL, yeah. And the ply means that adding additionally colorful data. The PLY means that it's colorful also. I'm going to show you later on. So I'm just waiting how to upload. And how can I go to the cloud account? I just show you one way. How can I go there? Let me share my screen again. Yep, hope you see it. Now, if I click that person, if it's available for going to cloud, but also if I'm using a Google Chrome, by the way. I click cloudsafari.com. Maybe I can type this on the chat group, cloudsafari.com. Oh, okay. Oh. Yes, this one. Oh, let me go. Yes, this is our also sign-in page, where also I can reach out to my cloud base. And yes, sign in. Oh, sign in. Isn't it? Let me go again. Maybe the auto save password was wrong. Okay. Let me go. I was just entered. Maybe. Okay, let me try again. Yes. Now I just refresh my page and try again. Was working. Jeffrey, can you also try? Can you log into your cloud, please, for me? There could be sometimes an issues.
Of course, I will send you.
Yeah, please share with me if you're able to connect cloud system. Verification. Okay. Now let me try again. Hope I could. Already my data is still uploading.
No, I think you just get the wrong website. It's clouds.
Okay.
It's
Thank you so much for
clouds.
sharing. Okay, my apologizes. Let me go again. Clouds.safari.com. Now I'm just typing back again. Yeah, I found it. Just a second, I'm going to reshare my screen. Yes, let me type again. Yes, okay, I'm in. This is very easy web page where doctors can always available find their patients' informations and their scan data. Okay, hope you see my web page. Right, on the left side, you can adjust the language and the lower when you see that we are in the patient management. And you can always choose your date and the information, and you can make some searches if you have like many patients. And you can edit the patient information from here by clicking pan and file. It's so easy as that. If you like to delete, you can click the trash bin. Okay. And if we go to study management from here, where most of the doctors use it, and this is for basically in order to download our folder. Okay. It's still uploading, by the way, my training folder. So I'm just going to wait. You see a patient name, treatment time, the doctor name, and the study object means the repair, that means the restorative. It could be also orthodontic reasons or others, you see. If you fill out some information in the description, you can able to see it. If you click download, you are able to upload other files you have. Okay. For example, you can share the patient's pictures or the snapshots which you took it. Okay. Any zip file, it would work. Let me find any zip file. For example, here, I just found on my downloads and click open. And just wait a couple of seconds. It will be uploading there automatically. And I'm able to download my files from here after that. Just let's do with another file. Okay. There are some tools as well. Let me show you. Download. You see there is a zip file already. I could able to upload anything from here. Maybe not a big folder. Well, let's try again. But when I click upload, if I click this upload and download, the zip file is going to download to my computer, which I can share with any dental laboratory or anyone, whoever I like to share. Okay, it's so easy. But easier way, I would also recommend to doctors. It takes time, like after downloading the file and sending, sharing back again with the dental laboratory. There is another option, which, and there is a share button just next to, oh yes, it's upload cases, okay. I'm going to show later. There is an upload, a share button, which it creates a download link, which is make it so easier. Doctor can just copy and share their maybe WhatsApp channel or any other channel very easily. And in the download link, when the dental laboratory opens it and go to the link, it will trigger this web page, the patient information, description, and everything, which they can download their computer very easily. You see, it's now on the right picture. You see, there's uploading, and it's so easy. So we don't need to share via maybe some WeTransfer.com, or because it takes mostly 40 megabits, something like that, these STL files. Mostly doesn't fit our email folders, but it's a very easy way to share download link. It's another option, okay? Or also they are, as I mentioned, that they are very free to upload wherever they like. For example, I have an STL export files. I can share, yeah, the folder name, file name, and okay, it's found. Okay, I need to STL here, sorry. Maybe try again.
It's only for zip file.
Oh yeah, okay. Isn't that zipping? Already zipping. Let me try again. Oh yeah, it's downloaded. Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake. I clicked upload and I was thinking that I clicked download. Okay. Yeah, when you click download, it's, you see, and the download files, you are free to share which channel you like. Yeah, so easy. And probably that's why I was failed to upload. Please wait. Or I have chance to now show you. There is a laptop saving option, which I can adjust also. Maybe from here. Yeah, here. And save and automatically open the folder. You see, in the STL files, there is created a model folder, which is a lot of files which we took, like bites, lower jaw, and upper jaw. The laboratory and the images, which I took it. You remember them? Yeah? It's always in the zipped in the zip folder. And they are basically, these are STL file and 3D objects. That means the colorful mode. Let me show you just one last example how they can use it. For example, save scan history. I mostly use ExoCAD web view. Also, doctor can use it. ExoCAD, by the way, I would like you to inform, it's a designing software. It's available for most of the dental laboratories. By the way, this is very well-known software where they make designs. Also, it's available for dentists. Some dentists who works with chairside workflow, they have an ExoCAD where they can have intro scanner and designing software and the milling machine. They are free to do anything else. Let me show you an example. They click and load file. Yes. And, not this one. It doesn't matter for me. So this is an implant file, but it's okay. If you import those files, now, it's not this one. Okay. Yeah, in the load file, I couldn't find them, not this one, but maybe, yeah. This one. Okay, models. Let me do like this. Okay. So this is our scan folder. Yeah. They are able to see all the files and they can start designing. If they don't like to see the colorful mode, they are able to use the color denture. Yeah. It's all detail are in here. All right. Let me go back my presentation. I hope my demonstration was nice to you. And Jeffrey, is there some questions which you would like me to share or reply? On this part? Let me check the question.
Yes,
Thank you so
I
much.
think some question is very good and I want to share. And the first one is when our cloud storage, there is 10 gigabytes for free and it's for free when you first restoration.
Yeah.
And
For
also,
free, for first usage, if you please continue.
yeah. And I see some new questions.
Let me check them.
Do I need internet connection while scanning? And the answer is yes. You need connect the internet.
Yeah. And can you please test and enter on oral area, please? Actually, I have a created video on mine. I can show you that video if you like. Let me show you. Let me find it. Yeah, not this one. Maybe I could perform if I can't find. Yeah, let me find it. Maybe. No, I couldn't find. Okay, I could perform. But always, yeah, I would recommend you to stick with the scanning protocol. I could perform with my OneJowl.
And Shy sharing the screen, I can share the video if.
Okay, do you have it?
Yes, I have one.
I have also some from the doctors. please. I'm looking at this. Yes. I want to know scanning techniques for edentulous patients. Oh, okay, I hope you will be joining for tomorrow sessions, which I'm going to be explain better for especially scan body implant areas. But for the edentulous areas are very difficult areas for scanning. Definitely, well, it would be easier for you. Turn on the shining mode, and as I talked, that artificial intelligence soft tissue removal feature is supposed to be off, and the patients need to be wear retractors. They are very important topics in order to scan edentulous areas. Basically, you start after you retract everything, and it has to be really dry. It doesn't need to be, it cannot be a saliva over there. It's always better scanning experience with drying areas and capturing with the reference points and keep scanning on that area. The must is, the recommend, the must AI has to be turned off, which will be focusing for tomorrow.
Okay, I'm ready, and
by
I'm
the
sharing
motion?
the screen.
Yes, please.
So, can see the screen clear?
Yes, we can.
Yes, okay. Then I will start the video, and it's a kind of function demo, and let's start. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? Check. Can you guys see my screen?
No, unfortunately not right now.
No, oh, sorry. Let me leave and relog the meeting.
It's all right, actually. I can just perform on my own, if you like. Actually. If you can't, I will be performing. I'm looking at the pictures, the comments. Would you open file by window program? Mikhailo, could you explain better? What do you mean by that? Yes, we need a setup folder. After you install it, you are able to run the program. And the operation system has to be a Windows. That's what you ask? Oh, yes, there is another question. Can the scanner take the shade of the tooth? It's very nice questions, which I was going to cover on tomorrow. No, not right now, unfortunately. The scanner cannot take the shade of the tooth color, which is, there are some in the competitive brands, but when they capture it, they take like 4 or 5 different colors. So it's mostly unuseful for the laboratories. They always have to retake with the photograph and everything and share with the laboratory. But for our Helios 500, it's unavailable. Do you have a competitive table between Helios 600 and 500? Yeah, we are going to share, and tomorrow we are going to focus on with comparative tables, no worries, which we'll be sharing with you as well. Michaela, you shared a picture. Let me see. And JPEG file have like this viewer. Okay, thank you for sharing. Sorry, where is soft tissues removable filter? Yes, let me show you again. Hope you see my screen right now. This on the screen page, there is an AI button, and if you click this one, it turns off, which is available. Okay. And
I'm back, Chala.
You're welcome. Is it working, or I can share?
Let me try it.
Thank you.
And it's the AI off. When AI off, there are more soft tissue you will capture. And you can see. So we suggest you turn AI on when you starting scan the bite surface. And
Yeah,
redo the scanning.
Yes, sorry. Otherwise, we would recommend to use doctor as a distractor for his patient.
That's it.
I hope it was valuable. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yes.
And yes, I'm going back to questions again. What are the usual problems that dentists usually encounter in scanning? Can you cite in the common props? Yes, we did actually. I'm going to share that tomorrow. Those information, if it's okay with you, if you can join, hopefully. Yes, I have an example for overlapping case. How can we do that? No worries. We'll be covering for tomorrow everything. And there is actually more than multiple problems when the dentist can face. I will be focusing on, yeah, it takes like half hour, so that's why I don't want to start right now. Thank you for asking. Yes, we'll be covering frequently asked questions and the common face issues. I would like to know if there is a comparison study about scanning method accuracy. I mean, users of silicone materials versus digital scanning. Well, I have some accuracy study, but I'm not sure about the versus with silicone and digital. But yeah, there are a lot of actual studies related with that. If you take a look, I would recommend Journal of Dentistry. If you take a look on this web page, there is a lot of studies, clinical studies you may find. And we have a study which is related to Helios 500. It's about the publish. After it's published, we are going to share with you as well. And Yunus asked about, can you point out the comparison to, you mean intraoral scan tree, or there is another scan? I'm not sure that our secant 3. Do you know Jeffrey? I'm not sure. For that, is that different secant or comparison? The comparison table we are going to share with you as well, and we'll be focusing on tomorrow with many. We are going to compare many different interval secants and the accuracy and their pros and cons.
Yes, they are tomorrow's agenda, right?
Maybe we can share right now if you like in the chat. They can take a look. Let me share in the chat box. But we'll not be covering today. Only that today. It's many of us left the meeting. It's already time's up. So, but I can share if. Yeah, let me. I'm searching right now. Jeffrey, can you cover the other questions?
Of course.
Oh yeah, I found it. Which is also includes 500 Helios and Helios 600. Okay, let me share. Guys, I'm sharing in the chat box a PDF file, Helios series versus a comparison, which we'll be covering tomorrow. We'll be focusing on, but if you like to see and check, yes, now it's uploaded. And there is another question is the Helios 500 okay for aligners? Well, yeah, after you scan with Helios 500, you can always, you are free, it's an open file. You can export any like orthodontic companies. They are free to apply aligners and they can print them out. But if you ask for Invisalign system, that means Align Technology branded, they are very close. They only accept from Trios 3 by 3 shape, and the Sarek only can by Sirona. And they only accept their device, which is iToro. If you ask for other brands like ClearCorrect, Orthomagic, or other brands are mostly accept STL data. I hope it was valuable. There are often questions about the toothless jaw. Beginner doctors cannot scan. Yeah, you're really right, Shota. And it's not easy even for us. And after they start using it, before they're crawling, they want to just run. It's very comprehensive case to scan it. It's not easy, even for advanced doctors. So I personally recommend after getting the device, and first please start with the basic restoratives such as crowns and bridges and so on, and taking a practice and also collaboratively working with laboratories. And after like 2-3 months later, they are able to capture a dentulous toothless jaw. So for the beginner, it's not easy, to be honest. Let's be honest. Can you show how to undercut check in Helios 500? Hello. Unfortunately, I can't. There is this feature available for Helios 600. It's not available in Helios 500. If you ask that. In the manual. Jeffrey, do we have in the manual? I couldn't check. And the byte cannot be fixed.
In 500 manual book, I don't, it's not in 500 manual book. Maybe the friend C is the 600 manual book.
It
I
could
guess.
be, yeah. Not right now, but yeah, if there is in the picture, of course, we are going to inform you. When the you mean bytes? I mean, yeah, bytes cannot be fixed by the scanner. What do we do in this case? It's a good question. Let me show you. Well, of course, there is an option for doctor. Of course, they can retake another byte, or I'm going to show you. There, if you remember that there is a settings feature, occlusal pressure adjustment. You can click as a turn on. I'm going to show you now. That one as well. I'm just taking for processing, opening a case. Yeah. And what we recommend here always, take a look deeper if the byte is in an incorrect position and turn the model like this. Turn the model like this and take a deep look at these contact areas. Is it supposed to be like that actually? They are touching, yeah? They are not, if you see it, it's not touching, you can take a look deeper. And if you remember that there was an occlusion color rate, you can take a look. And if the byte is in correct position, you can go back scanning and go to bytes, and you can delete and capture again. Easy is that. And in the settings part, if you click that, if you remember that there is an occlusal adjustment, you can click the turn on and it will be adjusting automatically in the software. I hope it was valuable for you. When the back teeth are missing, well, I personally and mostly recommend that to wherever there is a teeth in the bite, it's matching, I would recommend you to scan over there. If it's like keep edentulous and there is no teeth area over there, I would recommend you to start bite scanning with where the teeth areas there, okay? Which they can capture as a reference point. Thank you for Revadan. We will be checking that. Maybe it will be coming up. I heard that there is a software update in the end of August. Maybe it will be coming up on that or within the next updates. And of course, we will be asking that and keep coming you back. I'm taking note this down right now. Thank you for reminding this. Right, guys, do you have more questions? If you not have, you are more welcome to ask tomorrow, of course, and that will be continue at the same time. And this time we will be focusing on other topics, and mostly if you ask that, we'll be focusing on competitive, commonly mistake and face issues, how to solve them, and that kind of topics we'll be covering it. And of course, implant scanning protocol, I will be explaining it tomorrow. Thank you so much. Yes, please, thank you. All right, then, Bill, I'm going to close the session for today. Hope to see you tomorrow at the same time. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.